destiny. And I say it is in the hands of the master weaver. Why did I write this book? It's because after going through many different kind of things in my life, some very painful, traumatic, and also good things that God has done, I realized that in the journey of life, God is like God working, like the weaver works through a basket or doing something with the threads. And I realized that from down here, we see the mess of our lives, we see the failures, we see the pains, but from above, the master sees the beauty of what he's making out of us. And through my life, I decided it is good to be able to share my story, because as somebody said, every life is a story if we care enough to listen. And so I wrote this book to just be able to bring hope to somebody who may be feeling hopeless, to bring, restoration where there is desperation, and to tell you that God gives a second chance in life, but you must be willing to take that chance. And so I welcome you to order a copy of this book. It is only 1,000 shillings and or $10 for those who are outside of the country. You can order through the number on the screen, and we'll be able to get you a copy of this book. God bless you as you read it. Give it to somebody else, and I know they will be helped. Amen.
Welcome once again to Kingdom Business Network. We're so much excited that you are watching this program from wherever you are. And today I would want to encourage you to also write to us and tell us where you are watching us from, and so that we can be able to know whether we are making impact wherever you are. Today we want to discuss about budgeting, how to budget, to manage, and decide like a pro on money matters. And this is going to be an interesting topic and a great topic for people who are in business, and even people who are looking at managing and budgeting their money at a personal level. And to help us unpack that is none other than Macharia, who was here with us the previous week and will continue with our discussion. And before we do that, I would like to welcome Coach Lewis to tell us what to expect, and also introduce yourself once again to the viewer. Welcome, Coach.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Doctor. And to our viewers, I'm so much delighted to be back here live. Last week, we had a wonderful conversation about finances. And today, guess what? We are here to further that conversation until we are able to make decisions like a pro. And to help us unpack that is as well Macharia, the founder and managing director, Zivah Solutions. And I know she's going to introduce herself the more. But just as a reminder, remember the easiest way to always support this wonderful show is to share to as many people as possible. Comment, tell us, as Dr. said, where you are watching us live from, and also ask as many questions as possible, because Mercy is about to give us as many answers as possible to our questions. So make sure you share to as many people as possible, and that will go a long way. Down there, we also have our partnering details. Make sure you partner with us so that this mission can be sustainable and can be effective to as many people as possible. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Coach Lewis, and welcome once again, Macharia. You can introduce yourself to the viewer. I know now you are not, you're just not new to this program anymore.
Yeah. So hi everyone, my name is Macharia. Let me start by saying a born again Christian. I love the Lord. I have a fellowship with the Lord and a close walk with the Lord. That's my first pride before any other thing. And I'm delighted to be here for this Kingdom Business Network to continue with the conversation. Yes, Mercy is the founder of Zivah Solution, which is a business solution packaged in many forums. One, we provide financial solutions to business. That is in terms of providing advice, like what we're discussing, budgeting, cash flows, accounting, and ensuring that you have kept your records properly. We also tax consultants, that we offer tax advice to our clients and advise them on which is the best way that they should handle their resources. We also do HR management. We help business outsource for key personnel and ensure that they're able to get the best of the personnel in the market. And lastly, also we offer IT solutions to businesses, that is good networking programs, ensuring that your business is adhering to any system that you need to ensure the business runs effectively and smoothly. So yeah, that is Mercy Zivah Solutions. I'm so delighted to be here to talk about budgeting, which is close to my heart.
Thank you very much, Mercy. Welcome once again. Just to help the viewer, maybe you can start by introducing what is budgeting and why is it important, and why should they pay attention to budgeting and how they manage their money.
Awesome. Let me quote a scripture in Proverbs 21:5, that the plan of the diligent leads surely to abundance. That a man who is diligent enough to planning, in due course, there will be abundance. So yes, it is very important even for us in the business forum, for us even at a personal level, to ensure that we budget for our resources if you want to see those resources growing. And budgeting is simply coming up with a forecast of how you're going to spend your resources. I would put it that way, that you just are planning ahead. Is a way of just ensuring you're tracking and you're able to come to a position of forecasting ahead and planning for ahead. That is both your revenues and your expenses. So in a nutshell, that is simply budgeting. Even business, we are discussing about how am I able to properly spend my money and ensure there are no I've not diverted the resources from the main cause of which they were intended to be used for. Yes.
There's a number of people who look at budgeting as something which is very restrictive. So the question I have is, how can it actually bring freedom to the person who is either running a business or looking at his own personal finances?
People tend to feel budgeting quite restrictive because one, it seems like they are limited in their spending. And most of the people will get into business in the spirit of, I want to be self-employed. It is me now in charge. So they don't feel as if they're being limited on how they are supposed to spend the money they wanted the freedom for. So yes, budgeting is not a tool of ensuring that we are limiting how you're spending, but we are just telling you that it's helping you to keep on track. And people also avoid that fear of denial that I overspent or I'm spending money badly. I'm not spending my money correctly, And as we talk about budgeting, it is there to enlighten us and not to feel as if we are being restricted per se. No, it is to open our minds to accommodate it as a key function of my business to grow. Yes, you want that liberal spirit, but it is keeping you on check and ensuring that even as I'm spending these resources, as we discussed last week, I'm a steward of God's resources. So how I'm spending the resources is a pointer of how well I'm a steward of these resources. So yeah, we may have that feeling that It is restrictive, but it is not. It is actually the root cause of most of the bad decisions if we don't budget properly. Yes.
There are also some people who find it a lot of work to actually budget. They find it time consuming. They start wondering, surely I'll still spend anyway. So why don't I just spend? I keep the mathabus in my head, you know, the sums in my head, the figures in my head. And a lot of them also get into what you call impulse buying, impulse doing of things and doing that. And to them, it's like it works. I mean, to such a character, what would you try to tell him or her to bring him back to check?
To such a character, it's good we are having this program to enlighten, because the first step is enlightening. That why do I need it? And one is to understand if I really need abundance in my business to grow, I really need to learn how to budget. Then after that enlightenment that you really need to know what is budgeting, then now we come to the practical steps of how to do. Because most of the people actually shy away from it because they assume they know. And sometimes they may not be knowing. So what then, as we come down, I'll take us through a simple step of how can I budget, you know, how can I be able to budget in my small way. You understand? So the first thing I'll talk about is, remember, it's in a business setup. So one, we have income, what I explained last week, and expenses. What is income? It is money arising from the business. What is expenses? Money spent from the business, or money that has been spent as a result of the business making profit. So I'm assuming this business has been in existence. So you're able to track per month, this is the average I make. You're able to track per month, these are my average expenses. So then we come from the place of knowledge. This is how I've been doing it. So you'll still go back to accounting, checking your books. Remember, we said accounting is backward. We look back into the books. So look back to your business. This is a place of self-evaluation that you ask yourself, this far, how is my business doing? And most people don't have that reconciliation. So long as there's money, they'll assume they're making profits, which is not the correct position at sometimes. Yeah. So it's good to have to sit down and do that accounting, sit down and do that analysis of your business, especially if you've been in existence. However, maybe it's a startup. They may not have those records. It's also good to make a projection. We were talking about cash flow last week. And you know, when you're doing a projection of your incomes and your revenue, we also said it helps you to set a goal, because you're able to tell, these are my income, this is what I want to achieve at the end of the month. So even if you don't have the accounting records, you're just starting up, you can do a projection. You know how much you need to pay for rent. You know how much you need to pay your salaries. So you have to have that financial database as a starting point. Number two, then now track the income and the expenses, where I can ask you often, how much have you made, or how much are you making? So you're able to track, this week we've made this amount of money, these are our expenses, and this is our profit. After you've tracked, it's good to also analyze individually. Remember, we are building up the budget, the budget. So you're able to tell income, for example, you're in diverse things. Let's take the simple mama mboga that I was talking about last week. So you're able to tell, at the end of the day, my profit is maybe 1,000 shillings. But remember, Kanjo, I have to pay Kanjo maybe 100 shillings. They passed by. Remember, I have to pay for that kibanda ski, you know, those expenses, track them down to the details. Don't just sum it up. Have a category so that if it's a large business, we can tell you there's a way we group our expenses. Is it an operating expense, or is it a capital expense? So come down to the nitty-gritties. Then after that, now you set priorities. We are budgeting. And you realize the expenses I made that were not necessary. Same case as a home. Ladies, we are always guilty of impulse buying. When you're doing shopping, then you find, there's an offer. You want to pick it up. So as you're tracking your expenses, you're able to tell, I picked this up, which was not really necessary. So I'm able to set my priorities. That in this month, this coming month, I may not be able to afford all my stuff. I'm letting some go. You know, I'm setting a priority. For now, the priority is the business to be established. So you have to set your priorities as you're doing the budgeting. And then lastly, choose a simple system. It can be manual, or it can be more complex. Manual, I said last week, as simple as a journal, as simple as a diary, as simple as an Excel. Just track it down. Use any system to ensure you've documented and you're able to come up now with a simple budget.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I love the conversation so far because one thing that affects so many people is indecisiveness. And actually, I never realized we can talk matters, finances, or money matters and still sustain a smile. I thought these are technical stuff that needs very serious spaces. But I have two maybe quick fire questions before I ask the main one.
Okay.
One, we say, or most people say that rules are made to be broken. Do you agree with that from a finance perspective?
No, I don't agree
You
with that. Because you asked from my finance perspective.
Okay, from other perspectives, you
We can talk,
That
but
might become the
no.
prison of those rules.
Yeah.
all right. I think from that perspective, you understand where I'm going.
Yes.
Because one, the biggest challenge with budgeting is most of the time we come up with budgets that we never follow.
Yeah.
So my second question is here. Do you budget from what you already have or do you budget from your projections?
You budget from what you have.
What you have.
Yes.
Okay.
But remember, we are building it up as a projection.
All right.
So we're not casting away the projection.
Okay.
It's only that I'm using what I have. We call it a realistic budget. You remember those SMART goals? When you're in high school, you're being taught it has to be specific,
Yes.
measurable, achievable.
achievable,
Yeah,
yes.
so I can't.
SMART goals.
Yes, SMART goals. I can't be making maybe 100,000 per month, and my budget in my incomes, I'm budgeting $1 million. Yes, it's a forecast that I can hit $1 million.
All right.
But remember, it's far away from the realistic figure on the table. So even as we budget, we first of all work with what we have, but we build on a projection. And in financial time, those are the terms now we'll say you can do a markup, you can do a projection of saying maybe a 10% increase. Unit is motivating you to grow.
Yes.
So we are not just budgeting. Maybe there's a statement I'll say here.
Yes.
We budget to help us plan.
Okay.
To help us plan, right? And the plan is to fulfill a goal.
Right.
So we have the goal in mind. And one of the goal is to ensure I achieve my goal. So if I'm stagnated, I just make 100,000 and my budget is just 100, I will achieve it and not feel as if I've done anything. But is it motivating you?
Okay.
So if I know my knowledge, I'm at 100,000 and I'm budgeting for 200,000, tells me I have to double my efforts
True.
to make the 200,000. Yeah.
So that is to mean achieving a budget is not very easy.
Yes. It should also not be here down like the normality. It's something that should provoke you to work harder. Something that should push you when you wake up. It's like a goal. You know, the simple goals you used to set and you're so excited to hit them. Yes.
And
But
maybe,
yes.
you might need to clear the air in terms of when you're budgeting.
Yes.
Do you budget only what you are going to spend or do you also budget what you are going to get as revenue?
Yes.
You budget everything.
Yes.
Remember, actually we call it the cash flow we were talking about. When you're budgeting, we budget both incomes and the expenses.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, I have a budgeted profit. There's a desired profit I want to achieve.
Yes.
So I can't calculate on the profit alone without the incomes. Because how do we get the profit? As I took us through last week, the normal statement of financial income, let me just call it profit and loss accounting.
Yes.
We start with the incomes, then we deduct our expenses, then we get our profit.
Yes.
So even as we budget, we also budget the same. We budget for our income. That's why it's like you're setting a goal.
You're planning that you're going to get this income.
Yes. So that if you don't get it, remember you'll also have expenses. So if you don't hit your income, tells you your expenses may be affected.
All right.
You get? So at the end of the day, either my profits are going down or I have to cut on my expenses because I've not hit my income.
All right.
Yes.
Discipline over desire. So why do you think most entrepreneurs struggle to separate their own expenditure and that of their business? Yes.
I think this has been our greatest loophole that we find in businesses in Zivah solutions. As we give solutions, because most SMEs, the business was to help them gain a daily income.
Yes.
You get? Ask Mama Mboga. They are there for business so that the children get food.
True.
They're not there because they want to see it sustainable in the long run.
Yes.
So the first thing we need to address is the mindset.
Yes.
The why.
Okay.
Why are you in this business? The mindset, you know. So even as we talk of budgeting, the reason you'll find most people, their personal finances and their business, we start with the why. Because if I started it for my personal use, consumption, it will be very difficult to convince that Mama Mboga, you actually need to separate your personal resources and your business resources. So even as we talk about budgeting and separating the two, I really insisted on it last week, we also need to understand the why of the business. And if we can engage on, I want this to be sustainable, I want to see it grow, they will understand the point of why we should separate.
Yes.
After we've come to that agreement that the business is not your own personal consumption, you're building a legacy.
True.
You want to see it grow and be sustainable. You want to hand it over. You know, the Bible says a wise man leaves inheritance for their children. You want to see the children still benefiting, still benefiting from that business. Then you'll understand it is beyond you. You come out of the picture and treat it as a separate entity from you. Okay, a company, we will say a company is a legal person. We can sue a company. But for the sole proprietor, we'll say they're the one and the same. But still at the same time, understand if I want to see it grow, it has to outlive me. So if it is outliving me, then its finances should be separate from my finances. How can we do that? One, we said, or one that we advise the SMEs, remember I said, ensure first of all, you have a separate bank account. A separate one. This is for Mercy, this is for Zivah. Whichever money is coming in as Zivah, let it come in as Zivah. That's the first point. Then, even as I'm accounting for it, I'll account that money under Zivah. Okay? Then, as the sole proprietor, remember I'm also depending on this business to sustain me. I said we can pay ourselves from Zivah. The problem is not paying. People know how to pay themselves, but they'll pay everything. Everything, including the capital, they will use it up. Remember, we said if it has to outlive you, have the culture of saving, have the culture of investing back. So you don't pay yourself everything. And it's part of the discipline you are talking about. The discipline to know, yes, it is my money, but not all of it, I should consume it. Part of it should go back to the business and generate
can we
itself.
say this? Can we say that as part of ensuring that you achieve this discipline, if possible, just incorporate the business? Because now striking that balance and being disciplined, this is my till number, because most people use a till number. And this is my M-Pesa. And they are both applications on my phone. And I don't have anything on my M-Pesa and I need to pay my rent. How am I not going to use money from my till number? But you see, if it's already a company, it's already a different entity, and I have to account for everything, even to our own internal and external auditors. So I think if possible, the very first step is to incorporate.
Yes, what I would call it, okay, not really incorporate, because some SMEs may not have the mind of a company at the end of the day, but you call it a formal structure. A formal structure. It could be a sole proprietor, but there's formal structure. And you know, Kenyans don't love structures because they remember high school of the deputy principal was very tough. But you know, a formal structure is just to help you and remember, this is how I've structured my money. So even the Mama Mboga down there, we actually encourage them to register the business, as simple as a business name, a formal structure. Then provide the information that this is business and this is you.
This is you.
Yes. So the money you inject in the business is called capital. And the money you get from the business is what you're paying yourself. Either it's dividends, or if they are not so much advanced to accounting terms, we tell them do it as a salary. Do it as something that is sustaining you, but also ensure the business is continuing. So the formal structure is very necessary. Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's interesting because you've talked about paying yourself. Might be before you continue. How do you decide how much to pay yourself?
Wow, this is a question you always get. And even before I answer it, let me start by saying it also depends with how you've structured your business.
Okay.
If it's a limited company, their shareholders, that's a different story because you have to pay them back their dividends. If you're the only one okay, it's a company, but just one or two, you can know how you will sort yourself out, the formula that I'll give. If it's a partnership, remember you have to share between the partners. If it's a sole proprietor, you are the only one. So however you do it, it's on you. But actually what I actually talked about last week is have the 60, 20, 10, 10 rule.
Okay.
It sounds a bit complicated, but not very much. It's still ending up to 100. Let's start with the small ones. The 10 rule, the 10, we said as a Christian, please do your tithe.
Okay.
Yeah. The first 10%, immediately it comes in, please tithe.
That's 10% of the profits.
Yes.
Okay.
Not 10% of the money in. It's something we really need to clarify to business people because they are two different things. Just like we were talking about cash flow. It's hard to tell somebody you're making money but you're not profitable. You know, profit and the liquidity of the business. Or you have money but you can't pay your obligations. So ensure you pay 10% of the profit. At this particular time, as we come back to paying ourselves, we are not paying from the money pool. We are paying from the P&L, the profits and loss. Yes, so you've already had your incomes, you've deducted your expenses, whatever is remaining is what now we are using. That is the profit. So the first one, the 10%, even before you pay yourself for the business, do a tithe. The next 10%, we said if it's possible, save it. Save it. Save it. The other 20% usually is for investment. Okay. So that investment means either you're adding more money to the business or you're getting another venture that you're investing in. So you can buy shares, you can do anything. We can talk about investments later, but ensure you save it. Then now you remain with the 60%. That 60% utilize it and pay yourself.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Before we take a short break, I would like to encourage the viewers to start sending the questions to Mercy right now. I have only one more question before we take a break. And my last question is, before we take the break, is about practical tools, whether manual or digital, which can help you to track your money daily and to budget.
Okay.
What are they?
Remember we said we can have a basic one that I want to really emphasize on.
Yes.
Called a journal.
Yes.
Okay.
The basic one. Either a notebook or something else. Zivah, we had a mind of reaching out to the SMEs.
Okay.
So sometimes it's difficult to tell them these complex systems that will be quite hard on them. So we actually insist on just track your resources. It will keep you on check. So we start at the manual ones, you can start with a journal. You can, if you have a laptop, please use Excel. Excel templates. As simple as having a column for incomes, having a column for expenses, and deducting the two and getting your profit. You get? That's simple. If you're more advanced, you can access internet, you can use the spreadsheets, the Google spreadsheets. Good thing with that, it will save on cloud. So even if you lost your gadget, you still have access. And even if you don't have that gadget, wherever you are, you can access your financials. Now, as the business grows, we really insist on come up with a system that can help you keep the budgeting. And one of the solution we offer at Zivah. Please talk to us. We'll give you a very good system that is able to help you ensure you are tracking your income and your expenses, an accounting system that is modified, that can be able to suit your business. The other thing is what is in the market already available that you can also try to customize it. One of them is Zoho Books. I personally use Zoho Books and I like it. The features are quite easy to use and they have quite a number of modules that you can integrate in the business. You can also use QuickBooks. QuickBooks, They're actually two. You
Yes.
can have an online version or an offline version. Offline is very cheap, and it's as simple as reaching out to Mercy and giving you a solution with the QuickBooks. The online one, you have to pay a subsidized price to have it. There are many others. There's Sage. There are quite a number in the market that you can use. Yeah.
That's interesting. Lastly, just before we take the break, there's something Coach Lewis raised about separating the money that you're getting. In this day and age, you have got M-Pesa, you have got your personal line, you have a bank account, you have, I don't know which, cash and all that. A simple SME or somebody who is just a sole proprietor who is coming up, what would you advise him or her? Because when you have money in all these for all forms and whatever, it becomes a bit, and devices, it can become very tricky to know exactly what is coming in. What would you advise?
My advice is always choose one that is more convenient and ensure you channel everything to that one. For example, if I chose a till, that till I can connect it to my bank, right? So money can be paid to the till and still hit my bank. Yes. So if I choose that, even if I get money, cash, at the end of the day, I will deposit so that there's one channel, all my resources are getting through.
Becomes easy to
Becomes
track.
easy. Because if you keep the 5, the cash, when you go home, your wife will ask for something and you'll easily remove the cash and give them. But remember, you've not tracked that expense. So actually, the issue is not, we are not restricting you from using your money as the sole proprietor or as the owner of the business. No, we're just telling you, have an accountability system. Good thing with a bank, at the end of the day, I can get a statement. Even if it's a till on your phone, have a separate line from your personal line. So that even as money is coming in, I can tell at the end of the day, this is the money that this company has made. There's a okay, I understand sometimes we may withdraw everything, but at least there was documentation that money hit in that till. Just to talk about KRA. If KRA would come today and they want to investigate you, and they can't tell there's a difference between your personal account and your business account, they will come for you. Yes. They will now start investigating your personal accounts. But if they come and they find there's a total different separation, they'll not even touch your personal account because you can tell them, this is my business account. So if you want to comply, and this will make it easier for you. So just try as much as you can to separate the two. Sometimes I understand maybe this is what I'm using. This is how do I put it? This is my account, my personal, and I'm told to pay my staff. As the owner of this company, I have the money in my personal account. What most of us will do, we'll just remove from the personal account, straightforward paying. Which actually advise, transfer that amount to the business account. Let's see it getting out and paying. So that even if KRA would come, and maybe you don't have a very good accountant, you can easily present your bank statement and say, this money hit, and I'm the one who injected it as the owner of the business. So this is capital. And this capital has been used to pay salaries. You're on the right side.
Wonderful. So for the viewer, we are coming to the end of the first part of this program. We'll be back in exactly 2 minutes, so don't touch that dial. And in this period of time, please would want to hear from you. Let me know where you are watching us from, and also send your questions to Mercy Macharia. She will gladly take your questions and answer. We want you to manage your money well, to budget, and also to make your business successful because you are doing proper planning, proper budgeting. So let's meet in the next 2 minutes.
Faith Today TV is here to make your brand outstanding. Worry not on where to advertise your business or your product. Call us on 0114 777 000 or email us on info@faithtodaytv.co.ke.
Hello there, my name is Enoch. Taking care of your health should be a top priority. Looking at the various engagements that we have today, it is so easy to forget about our health, mental well-being. That is why we introduce to you the Healthy You Talk Show, a brand new show that is going to address matters concerning your health, nutrition, stress management, mental health, name it. We bring to you a wide range of experts who are going to be touching pertinent issues concerning our health. Tune in every Tuesday at 10 a.m. live on Faith Today TV.
Thank you once again for staying tuned to KBN Kingdom Business Network on Faith Today Television. We are so much glad that even many of you are sending questions right now. Please continue sending those questions to us on the numbers provided on your screen. And also let us know where you are watching us from. We also want to know that we are making an impact on how much that impact is affecting you from wherever you are. And also remember to like, share, subscribe, and also support this program. Coach, what's your thinking about this discussion? What more questions do you have before I go to the viewers' questions?
I think so far so good, and I'm so happy that we have an opportunity to talk about discipline in terms of spending, in terms of prioritizing where to use our money, especially business money. And the part about our topic that was very interesting to me was the part we are talking about deciding like a pro. Because I was there questioning my decisions. Do I really make the very best decisions? Mm-hmm. My mama used to tell me, to warn me against making decisions, one, when I'm very happy, and two, when I'm very angry. I don't know whether such also applies in terms of finances and business. Mm-hmm. So maybe you can help us understand how entrepreneurs should be in a position to make decisions objectively, maybe without being affected by emotions and such things.
Okay, I like your mother. Because if you have noticed in Kenya, the people who win SportPesa and those betting things, very few we can see a change in their lives come 10 years down the line. I'm not for betting. I'm just using it as a case in example, because immediately they get the money, they'll rush to the showroom to get a car, they'll rush buy a house, they'll make impulse decisions. Sure. And actually, I started off my career in the banking. Okay. I was in KCB, and in one of the trainings used to be taught, anytime you get a large windfall of money, first of all, lock it in the accounts for 3 months or for 2-3 weeks, thinking how you will spend, but not spending. Okay. The emotions will come down and your mind will be more clear, and you'll get an objectivity on how to spend it. Another example is anytime the salaried people, let me just use an example with them, money gets in a salary, we are very happy. And that is when you remember, oh, there's a shoe I saw somewhere. And I want, first of all, to rush and get that shoe. True. Before thinking. So even for the salaries used to be told, just wait for a day, the emotions to calm down. Then I'll start spending. And I've just remembered that's the quote from your mother. Okay. So decision making, do you know actually the Bible tells us if we lack wisdom, we should ask God to give us the wisdom. So it is very okay, viewers, to ask God to give you wisdom on how to manage your resources. I think that's the starting point for me. That even as we are talking about decision making, sometimes we really need God to help us in making the right decisions. Number 2, remember we are talking about objectivity, not emotional. So I've already given the first example. That's time you've received a big windfall. Before, as the emotions settle down, please don't rush to spending it. Sleep over it. You may get more clarity on how you want to spend the money. So objectivity is separating your emotions
Okay.
with logic. Ladies, I think we are more prone to that than the men. I think you guys can be able to logically reason things. For us, we are getting there. But that is suppressing your emotions and having a logical thought. That's what is the outcome of what I'm just about to do. What is my opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is the cost of what you're foregoing. So some things, what is my priorities? Where do I want to, what comes first? What's my priorities? So that's something we should discuss about. So even as we are talking about decision making, it is very important for us in the business space to understand we need to make the right decisions. The decisions that can hurt your business. Not even business, even personal. I've made a financial decision that I've paid dearly for, and it is okay. It's part of the learning process. But at the same time, we don't have to keep on making the same mistake. We learn and grow from it. Objectivity. So you need to have a very clear objectivity. And the first thing I'll ask you as a business owner, where do you want to see the business going? What is your objective of that business? So that even as you talk of money, it is so related to the vision of that business. Where do you want to see yourself? What is the purpose of that business? So that even as we tell you, don't spend everything. It is for a good cause, for the business to grow. When I tell you whatever profit you've gotten, plow it back to the business, is to tell you the business will grow more if you inject more money into it. So business growth is the level, there's a business cycles. You'll find at some point, you need to inject more capital in the business for it to grow. So long as you're not injecting it, it will not grow. Yes.
Then that is to mean we need to appreciate the place of mentorship and accountability a lot.
Yes.
Because like most business people, before the business grows, they are not able to have different departments and all that. And we are here talking about finances and majorly the finance department. If I move you to a different department, like the marketing department, we highly advocate, we use emotions. In marketing, we have three things. We have what we call ethos, we have pathos and logos. Ethos is where we appeal through ethics. That is not very popular. But we have pathos. Pathos is where we appeal to our clients through emotions. And it's the strongest when it comes to marketing. And now we have logos, appealing through logic. So now I see myself as a sole proprietor. I don't have a marketing department and I don't have a finance department. So I am both. So striking and balancing between, on this one hand, I'm supposed to appeal and use my emotions. And then on this other, I'm supposed to entirely use now logic. I think business people need to be prayed a lot for. They are going through a lot. Maybe what can you say about the place of mentorship and accountability?
Okay. Wow. I like that example. And for you, I would say for such a person like you, please get an accountant who will give you the logical perspective. And as I said last week, you don't have to have full-time employment of an accountant that you may strain to pay. Nowadays, Zivah, we offer consultancy, what we're calling the virtual CFO, where I can just come and check through your books and advise you, maybe on a weekly basis, but it's just a consultancy engagement. So it is very necessary to have the logical arm. Peradventure, it's still a startup. You're not even able to reach out to Zivah for consulting. Please have in one of your circles a logical one. What we usually say, all of us, we are not the same. There's the 80-20 rule in your life. And usually say your 80 and your 20, they're different. But your 80 is what gives you the upper hand, what you're good at. But you also need the 20 to make it 100%. So it's good to subsidize the 20 with the people around you to give you the logical perspective. Back to the business. Yes, it is very important for SMEs and us as startups to have mentorship. When someone is being mentored, the progress is faster than one who is not under mentorship. One is because the one who is mentoring you has already been there. So it's easy to tell you this is the way. than you trying to figure yourself out of the thicket. But if you have someone holding your hand and telling you this is the way, the journey becomes easier.
Yes.
Number two, a mentor gives you a fresh perspective. You'll sit with them down and they'll tell you, you're there with your big business idea, and they tell you that's a very good idea, but now let's come down to the reality because I'm already in this field. This is what is happening. A case in example, when I was starting Zivah, I have a mentor. I had an opportunity this weekend to spend my weekend with them, and we were talking about Zivah and how we are doing, and I had this big idea.
Yes.
And he was like, wow, I like it, but let's now calm down.
Go ground.
Go ground and try to put your idea into practical steps. So he gave me a fresh perspective of how I can conduct the business. Another thing with mentors, remember they have wisdom. There's wisdom and there's experience. Don't neglect the place of experience. Yeah, so I think especially to our Gen Z and the young people that we feel we have made it in life already. There's a wisdom and experience we can get to from the next generation that we are not yet there. So appreciate the place of their wisdom and their experience and learn from it, because you don't have to go through the same path like they have gone through, but you can leverage on the experiences they have gone through. The other one is, it's a form also of accountability and discipline. A simple thing of just sitting down and talking about your business, it's accountability. Peradventure you way off, they'll be able to tell you, hey, you're going out of the way. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Mercy. Let's have a look at the questions that the viewer has sent us. And in case you've not sent your question, you have some few minutes to do so. This first question is coming from Esther. She says, good morning, this is Esther. I always make a budget, but end up overspending halfway through the month. How can I actually stick to it? Hii kitu ni ngumu.
Okay, Esther, I totally understand her. I've been there. Not that I've not been there, but I've been there. But what I usually say is be consistent on it. The first month you've waived off. Next month, don't give up on it, Esther. Keep on going. Keep on, be consistent with budgeting. Over time, you'll catch it. But for now, my encouragement is, at least let's appreciate the fact that you have a budget. 80% of Kenyans don't have it. So in the 20%. So you're doing very well.
Kenya itself.
Even Kenya itself.
Would it help to try and make it a bit realistic? Because it might be the reason why she reaches halfway.
Oh, yeah.
It's because it's not realistic.
Oh, yes. Yes, Esther. Remember where we started from? The SMART goals. Maybe you're budgeting too high. But remember, the best way to budget, as I said again, maybe she missed that, is start with where you are. Yeah, start with where you are. You already know how much you're spending. And how much is coming in. If it's a salary, for example, you know, at the end of the month, I'm expecting a 50,000. So how am I going to spend it? Start with remember priorities, rent, whatever. Then as you narrow down and as days unfold, just go ticking across. This one I've been able to fulfill. I'm not yet fulfilled this one. Yes.
And you pray that you don't do things which are just impulse. Who obey against that kashetani
of impulse buying. Na pia tukiombea hiyo kashetani ka impulse buying, I came to realize a secret to impulse buying is postpone the buying. Yes.
Yeah.
I used to struggle with that when I started off my career. Before even I got married, I'm single and I'm spending my money the way I want. So I realized I used to do a lot of impulse buying. Then my dad one day told me, just postpone. You really want to buy that cup? It's a good one. Postpone. Now instead of now, the need to gratify the desire now, postpone. I will buy it next month. Yes.
Or I'll plan for it.
Yes. Actually, that saying next month is part of the budgeting.
For the other month.
For the other month.
Thank you very much for that. Mark from Ruiru, thank you for writing to us. He's saying, hello, is it better to use cash envelopes? And maybe you can tell us what cash envelopes are, or banking apps when trying to manage expenses?
I will really encourage banking. Not to say the cash envelopes are not working, but because Kenya, we are moving to technology, cash envelopes is what back then, we used to get, I've gotten 80,000, 20,000 I put on an envelope and write there rent
Rent, yes.
and package.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get another 10,000. This one is
Manyo
for,
kabisa.
this is for, to some it's still working,
Okay.
but because at least you want to catch up with technology and how things are working, please ensure you have a banking system. And remember, it doesn't have really to be the big banks. Even a simple SACCO can work. Nowadays, I think all SACCOs have a till number. Just deposit the money there, then now spend. Yeah.
Okay. Leah has written to us and she's asking, I run a small shop. How do I separate my personal money from the business money without getting confused? Kitu la confuse watu.
Leah, yes, I understand. So, remember where we started from. Number one, ensure you have a business line. Remember, it's a small shop. Let's start with the line. That till number layer, ensure it is separate from your personal line. So that when money is coming in, that till, let it hit the business line.
So never give them your personal life.
Yes, yes. Always remember objectivity. This is a separate person. Treat a business like I would treat Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
Totally different from me. Yes, I'm the face of it.
Yes.
I'm the marketing champion of
Yes.
it and the everything of it, but that's a separate person.
Yes.
Do you know that also helps when you're following up on debts? Because you're not following it as Lewis, I'm following it up as Zivah.
True.
Yeah. So separate the two. Separate, get a different line, register till on that line. Let money that is being paid go to that till. If it's possible for it to be connected to a bank account, well and good. If it's not possible, the till is separate. Then now all your personal finances, don't mix them on the business line. Have it separate. By that you'll not be confused. Another thing that confuses is the many options we had. You remember, you have a bank account, you have a line, you have envelopes, the cash envelopes. Remember, use just one channel.
Okay.
Congregate everything to one. At the end of the day, you've received cash, Esther, take that cash and deposit. I love it back in Shags, how I see the Mama Mboga doing it, the small savings of SACCOs, that every day they have to deposit the 100 shillings. You know, some of those people have really grown because of those small savings daily, but it's separate. Yeah, so just separate. Yeah.
Wonderful. Someone is asking, what's the biggest mistake people make when budgeting?
Over budgeting. Too high that you can't hit the target. It will discourage you. Next month you'll not budget. Yeah.
Okay.
So remember, your budget should be smart, as we are insisting. Let it be realistic, but also let it challenge you. Let it challenge you to grow. Let it challenge you to save more. Let it challenge you that you're spending properly. If you over budget, most likely you will not hit your budget. That's the biggest mistake. Remember where I gave the example of 100,000 and 1 million? The business is already making 100, but I'm budgeting to make 1 million. You will not make it. Yeah. So what happens? You will just be discouraged and stop it.
Chris Inumoja is saying, hi KBN, how do you decide between paying off debt quickly or saving at the same time? So even what should be the priority? Paying the debt quickly, and quickly might be, it means you are given a period of a year by the bank to pay.
Then you consolidate.
In 3 months or saving.
Awesome. You remember last week I said that debt is a good thing. Now, Chris, I don't know where you're asking that question from, but let me assume it's from a personal or a small business, not the big businesses, but I'll give both examples.
Okay.
A debt is good in terms of, if it's a big business, in capital structuring of the business. Now that becomes more complicated terms, and this is for SMEs, let me not go there. But at the end of the day, when we are looking at the leverage of a company, we actually consider debts to help you to say the company is doing well in a layman's language. So if it's for personal, if you've been given a period of time to pay, remember interest will be calculated over that period of time. Unless you are renegotiating or there's a clause that if I pay it early, the interest is waived off. Then paying it early is good. Or if you look at your mathematics that if I pay it off, I will have more. Now debts come in cash inflows and cash outflows, my money bucket will be much, then it's a good thing. However, if it is giving you an opportunity to pay little by little over a long period of time, I would actually say go for it and prioritize your savings. The reason being, remember we said for money in, money out, liquidity is very important for a business. If you watched last week on cash flows, we really need their money. So if you're able to access a debt that is able to give you money for the company to grow, why don't you just pay it off little by little, hold on to that money, make it grow over time. Good thing with savings, it will earn you an interest.
Very minimal.
Very minimal, but it depends where you're saving.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe it's in a money market, topic for another day, but savings are quite diverse. So if you're able to save and you're able to invest it back, I would prioritize the saving. If I'm in a position to pay off the debt without struggling. But maybe it is painful to the business paying off the money. Remember, in the cash inflow, in cash outflow, that is an outflow, and you're seeing the outflow is actually limiting how you're able to spend your money. That is where now you prioritize your debts. That's something we call debt restructuring. That you're restructuring it to ensure your liquidity remains. So for Chris, analyze those things, but have at the back of your mind liquidity position, or how much cash do I have? Cash flow. Check your cash in and your cash out, and how much is this that is remaining on my hand. Yes.
Some two questions. Let me join these two because of time.
Okay.
One is from Irene. Irene saying, sometimes I feel guilty about spending on myself, even when I've budgeted for it. And the other question here is, how do I make financial decisions as a couple when we don't always agree on priorities? And here you're telling them to make financial decisions. And the other one is she's feeling guilty about paying herself or spending on herself.
Irene, don't feel guilty paying yourself. It is not a bad financial decision. That is the reason in the business. But remember, even as you're paying yourself, the question is, are you saving? Are you also investing? Whatever remains, you have the freedom to spend on it because it's your hard work. And I said, if you're finding it so hard, just light somewhere is my salary at the end of the day. So whatever you're getting back, it's your wages passing. It is what you've earned, is what you've worked hard for. And especially if you have put in place the right structures. The right structures is, I'm able to budget, I'm able to spend wisely, I'm able to track my expenses, and I'm able to track my incomes. Yeah.
Not muzzle the ox when he's treading them. The Bible said. What about these couples who are not agreeing?
Not agreeing on priorities. Okay. I somehow feel they should sit for a marriage therapy. But in the meantime, it's good to agree. The Bible says two cannot work together unless they agree. So just have a coffee with the two of you and just agree. And the best way to agree is disagreeing to agree. Yeah, disagree totally. Then at the end of the day, we are leaving this table with a solution. So disagree, but go that meeting with a paper and put the emotions aside, as we said, and come with a logical mind so that we can engage from the same base. But even as you do that, it's good to set priorities, the two of you, giving each other space. That this is what you want, this is what I want. Then together we agree what is our priorities. Because the truth is, you will not do budgeting if you're not able to agree on that together. Your priorities will be different. But I said, now come with a logical mind on the table. And the best way is, as I was taught in my premarital counseling, don't go pointing the finger, point it to yourself. Yeah.
But I think it's also from a place of lacking family objectives. Because if they have common objectives, then prioritizing shouldn't be
an issue. Or the blame game where I said, don't go with the mentality of ni wewe, nilikwambia, go it with I, like point the finger to yourself first.
Yeah, we have a question from Kevin, but I believe in CBD, and I believe you've answered that. It's on impulse buying and how you can stop that. We said postpone.
Yeah, just by tomorrow.
By tomorrow. Then there's another question. Somebody's asking, can budgeting actually help me grow wealth, or is it just about controlling spending?
Yes, it can help you grow wealth. And I've said yes, a big yes, because Remember, you're not only controlling spending. We said budgeting starts with income. So even as you're budgeting for income, it is to challenge, you're setting a goal.
It's growth actually.
It's actually growth. Yes.
It's not cutting costs.
It's not cutting
Because that's a
costs.
major misunderstanding with a lot of people. They hear budgeting
And you think
you're just reducing cost and all that.
And you know,
but you're budgeting also for growth.
Growth.
The top line, the revenue, how much money you're bringing in.
Yes.
It's also a budget.
it's also a budget.
You might be doing $1 million this time, but
Yes.
you're budgeting in a year, you'll be doing $2 million.
Yes.
That's also budgeting.
That's also budgeting. But you know where the gap came from? In the corporate. When you hear we are now budgeting,
Yeah, ni kukata.
ni kukata cost. But it is wrong. And actually, budgeting that doesn't stop with the place where you budgeted. At the end of the month, you still do accounting. These were my actuals. Then check your variance. I budgeted, I will sell 100,000. I was only able to sell 80,000. We have a variance of 20,000. How can I close that gap? Yeah.
What should I do next month?
Next month
To make sure that what I didn't get in this month comes in.
in.
Yeah, so budgeting is not just about controlling expenditure, it's also about the top line. Quick ones are here because of time again. What Ross is asking, what do you think about the budgeting apps? Are they worth the hype? Or they worth it? Or worth the hype?
Budgeting apps.
Yes. Any hype are they worth it?
I actually use one on my phone.
Which one?
I think it's called My Budget.
My budget, okay.
Yes, My Budget. Yes, and it's not a hype. It can work. Not it can work. It works because it was working for me. Yeah. So yes, get it. And as I said, remember technology is moving fast. Instead of keeping the manual journal, just assume that's your journal on your phone. And yes, it works.
One last question from Shaira. Should I write every single line of expenses, even small things like snacks? Itakuwa complicated, ni ngumu.
Hey Sheila, is it your pattern? Okay. No, the answer, let me just answer directly by saying no. But you can categorize them. You can categorize them. Categorizing means the snacks, the teas, the coffees, all that can be a miscellaneous, or it can be petty cash. Yeah. You can categorize it so that you don't go drill down to 100 shillings, 50 shillings, airtime, you can categorize it. Even personal spending. For example, the two of you are working and I've gone out with my friends, I've bought tea. I have a buffer that I can spend without my husband asking me, how did you spend that money? Because that's my buffer. Yeah. So categorize it. Just on personal finances, you can learn how to categorize your spending. Business, the same. It is very good to track to the last one, but it's good to categorize them, especially as the business grows, so that you don't have a lot of manual work to do. However, if it is possible to track even the slightest, now that's where the apps become more friendly. Because if you spend something, some apps are even connected to M-Pesa. They're able to tell you this money went out and you're able to say this is for this purpose. Yes.
Personally, when I spend and budget in my own personal level, I have a category of miscellaneous, which takes care of those small amounts, which I might not be able to really be able to have a line item for. And then I've decided that anything above a particular amount, let's say a few thousand, that one I must record.
Yes.
But anything below 1,000, put it in miscellaneous. But if the miscellaneous is now 40% of the whole budget, then you have a problem.
Big one.
so don't put everything in miscellaneous. Try and allocate it to something.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Mercy, for that. And for the viewer, we come to the end of the program. But before we do that, let's have some parting shots from Coach Lewis.
Thank you, sir. Bible says that where there lack counsel, people perish. And today I think we've received adequate counsel, nuggets of wisdom from CPA Mercy Macharia all the way from Zivah Solutions. And my challenge to all of us is let's embrace what we call a culture of continuous learning, and we will be able now to be in a position to decide like a pro. Once again, this has been Kingdom Business Network. We've been very happy to have you as a viewer today. Thank you for giving us your audience. As we progress, let's continue supporting this mission. Let's continue sharing to as many people as possible so that these nuggets of wisdom will land to as many people as possible. This has been your digital coach, Lewis Ndege, and until later, bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Coach Lewis. Mercy, you can give your parting shots and also might be how people can reach Zivah.
Okay. This is Mercy. Mercy is the founder of Zivah Solutions. Your partner is Smart Financial Services. We are calling them Smart Financial Services because, as I said, it's broad. We offer solutions on financial reporting. We offer solutions on consultancy, tax, anything budgeting, anything cash flows, any financial advice and accounting advice. We offer solutions. We also offer solutions in auditing. Yes, we do want us to come and audit your business, both internal and external. We can come and be a solution to you. HR services, you need to hire some people and you're not very sure of their quality, please call us. We will be able to interview them and give you the best in the market. Sure. We are also providing innovative tech solutions to our businesses. Don't be stuck there. We are here to get you from chaos to clarity. Yeah, we can give you a very good systems. Please reach out to us, Zivah Solutions on Facebook, at Zivah in Instagram, at Zivah in X, and even in LinkedIn. You can follow us there. You can also follow Mercy Macharia. Once again, thank you for hosting me here in KBN. I'm so delighted to be part of this conversation, and especially kingdom-minded people. What a joy. Thank you, Daktari and the coach. What a joy to have such conversation in the sphere of Christians, because this is an area that had been neglected. We only meet in the church. So it's good also to be here and talk of such. I'm also doing pastoral work with the young people. I love the young people, high school ministry, just serving the Lord. It's with passion. Above all is that desire to continue being found as a good steward, that when the master comes, you will be found worthy to go back with him. So thank you so much. I've really enjoyed the show. I look forward to another time.
Thank you very much and welcome to this show once again. And we believe that we're going to host you in coming episodes because I can see the viewers' questions are still flowing in and we are not done with you. So for the viewer, thank you very much for staying tuned this far. This has been Kingdom Business Network. I know you have been blessed. God bless you until next time. Thank you.